Endless acacia trees stretch across the vast savanna. They stand tall like eternal sentinels of nature. The Mara River winds its way through, drawing an invisible line between heaven and earth. Every branch, every cluster of leaves along its banks whispers timeless stories of eternity. Maasai Mara, the legendary stage of one of Africa's most extraordinary survival dramas. The river that cuts across these plains is more than just a source of life. It is a fierce battleground, where every drop carries the weight of life and death. Every heavy step, every pounding heartbeat echoes like the drums of war. Here, every creature must summon its full strength to play its part in nature's most relentless symphony. Welcome to the Maasai Mara, a land that hides the secrets of Africa's most ruthless hunters. Here, the pulse of nature beats steadily, breathing life into majestic landscapes that stretch endlessly to the horizon. Across this wild domain, giant termite mounds rise from the earth like ancient fortresses, defying time in a sea of golden grass. They are not only natural wonders, but also perfect lookout towers for predators. From their heights, sharp eyes scan every movement below. Each breath, each nervous twitch of prey could ignite a dramatic hunt. In Maasai Mara, life reveals itself in every breath, every motion. Every passing second carries the weight of survival. The Mara River cuts across the savanna like a scar carved deep into the land, dividing the landscape into two opposing worlds. But this is more than a river. It is a razor-thin boundary between life and death, where fate can be decided in an instant. Beneath the muddy water, Nile crocodiles lie in wait, motionless like ancient killing machines. They bide their time, exploding with primal force in a split-second strike that crushes anything within reach. On land, lionesses move silently. Each step flows with ghost-like grace, yet carries the brutality of born warriors. Once their jaws close, survival is almost impossible. Facing them, spotted hyenas gather in packs. Relentless hunters and nature's cleanup crew. Their eerie laughter echoes across the plains, challenging even the fiercest predators and spreading fear through the night. In the dense thickets, leopards melt into the shadows, muscles coiled like springs, waiting for the perfect ambush. Out on the open plains, cheetahs tear across the grasslands with lightning speed, turning every chase into a breathtaking duel between life and death. This is the realm of Africa's most ruthless hunters. In Maasai Mara, there is no place for the weak. Life belongs only to those strong and cunning enough to survive. The vast ecosystem of Mara stretches like a living map, its grasslands linking the Maasai Mara National Reserve with the Mara Triangle and surrounding conservancies. Altitudes range from 1,500 to over 2,170 meters, shaping a mosaic of valleys, rivers, and rolling hills. The name Mara comes from the Ma language of the Maasai people. In their tongue, Mara means spotted, a vision of golden plains dotted with acacia woodlands and drifting clouds like a colossal tapestry woven by nature itself. For centuries, the Maasai have lived here in harmony with the land, sustaining their nomadic life through cattle herds. To them, Maasai Mara is not just a place, but the very soul of their community. Today, this land is home to over 95 species of mammals and more than 570 species of birds. Its acacia groves, iconic trees, and endless savannas stand as a living testament to the resilience of the wild. But Maasai Mara is more than a breathtaking landscape. It is the kingdom of the Big Five: lion, African elephant, black rhinoceros, leopard, and Cape buffalo. Once the targets of trophy hunters, these icons now embody strength and majesty, drawing millions of admirers from around the globe. Beyond them, the Big Nine: cheetah, giraffe, wildebeest, and zebra enrich this treasure trove of biodiversity.
As the first rays of light pierce through the night, touching the grasslands of the savanna, Africa awakens in a moment of pure enchantment. The sky blazes with mystical hues of orange, as if nature itself has lit the torch of a new day. Yet amidst this breathtaking scene, peace is a luxury. The savanna never truly rests. Here, life and death clash without mercy, like light and shadow wrestling on the grand canvas of creation. In this untamed wilderness, the great herds begin their perilous migration. Millions of creatures leave their shelters, journeying toward distant water sources like pilgrims, wagering everything on a fragile glimmer of hope. Yet on this path, no place is truly safe. Hidden within the tall, sun-bleached grass, lions lie in wait. They move like shapeless phantoms, their eyes glowing in the dawn's light. A single leap, a fatal fight. Every movement is a masterful act of destruction. Further afield, leopards and African wild dogs chase down zebras and antelopes. Here, survival doesn't belong to the strongest, but to the wisest. Beneath the still waters of the flooded savanna, the oldest predators lie in wait. Crocodiles, motionless warriors, rest beneath the surface like living shadows, waiting for the wild herds to cross the river. As zebras brave the treacherous waters, only 7 out of 10 will reach the other side. The rest vanish forever into sharp jaws and swirling currents of fate. The savanna doesn't just test strength, it challenges patience, willpower, and endurance. Every creature here, predator or prey, is a warrior in the brutal battle for survival. Every breath is a decision, every stride a gamble. Savanna, the wild heart of Africa, where nature showcases timeless beauty and power. Spanning approximately 20% of the Earth's land surface, the savanna is a golden expanse of grasslands shimmering under the sun. Like an endless carpet stretching to the horizon. It is more than just a landmass. It is a unique biome and ecosystem where sprawling grasslands merge seamlessly with scattered trees. Sunlight filters through, nurturing the lush grasses below and transforming the savanna into a majestic stage for life. The African savanna, one of the planet's oldest and richest ecosystems, has witnessed nature's great transformations over millions of years. As dense forests receded and arid climates took hold, the savanna emerged, a new world, harsh yet brimming with life. Here, survival demanded adaptation or extinction. The African grasslands now cover approximately 5 million square miles, equivalent to 65% of the continent's area, stretching across nations like Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia. With the arrival of the rains, the savanna bursts back to life, its vast fields blanketed in vibrant green. Yet, in a fleeting moment, the rains vanish, leaving behind a parched land, a relentless trial for its inhabitants, a test imposed by the spirit of the savanna. The savanna is home to over 8,000 plant species, from sprawling grasses to thorny shrubs and towering trees. These plants not only provide sustenance for millions of creatures, but also act as colossal climate regulators. Among its wildlife, the savanna hosts over 1,500 mammal species, from colossal grazers like elephants and giraffes to apex predators like lions, leopards, and African wild dogs. In the skies, more than 2,000 bird species soar, from tiny migratory birds to majestic birds of prey, painting the vast heavens with their flight. Beneath the waters, the wetlands shelter over 500 aquatic species and 400 reptile species, all forming an intricate food chain orchestrated with meticulous precision, a masterpiece of the creator's design. The African savanna is not just a land, it is the beating heart of an entire continent. Here, the rhythm of life is dictated by the interplay of wet and dry seasons, and nature paints a vivid canvas of unparalleled biodiversity. Sprawling beneath an endless sky, the savanna is not merely an ecosystem, but an eternal symbol of life, resilient, powerful, and wondrous. At the heart of the tropical savanna ecosystem, proudly sprawling across the Serengeti grasslands, lies a mesmerizing natural wonder covering over 12,000 square miles, stretching from Tanzania to Kenya. The Serengeti is more than just a land. It is a living canvas of life, an eternal symphony composed by nature over millions of years. It is one of the oldest and most biodiverse grasslands on Earth, home to over 70 species of large mammals and 500 species of birds, painting an unparalleled and breathtaking landscape. From November to May, as rain showers rejuvenate the land, lush green grass blankets the plains, creating a paradise for herbivores. But when the dry season begins in June and stretches through October, that paradise fades. The grasslands wither, water becomes scarce, and the struggle for survival begins. .5 million wildebeests, 250,000 zebras, and hundreds of thousands of other herbivores gather into massive herds to embark on an epic journey spanning over 1,800 miles. This is not merely a journey, it is a battle for survival. These animals must cross arid plains, navigate treacherous terrain, ford raging rivers teeming with crocodiles, and evade predators lurking in the shadows. Every moment is a confrontation between life and death, an unrelenting display of nature's raw power. Yet, despite the ever-present dangers, the herds press on. Maasai Mara, a promised land with verdant grasslands and abundant water, beckons like a dream at the end of this arduous path. Here, life is renewed. Herbivores drive the regeneration of vegetation, while predators maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Every species plays its part, contributing to a miraculous biological cycle, a never-ending circle of life that ensures the survival of the savanna. Within the vast savanna ecosystem, the Serengeti stands as a colossal arena spanning over 12,000 square miles, where millions of creatures intertwine in an endless cycle of life and death. This is not merely a wondrous natural expanse, but a vivid testament to the wisdom and magnificence of the Creator. In this perfect masterpiece, every creature, from the smallest to the mightiest, carries a purpose for existence, contributing to the remarkable balance that only God could orchestrate. Zebras, antelopes, and other herbivores not only create the idyllic scenery of the Serengeti, but also serve as a vital lifeline for the 3,000 to 3,500 lions, the uncrowned kings of the grasslands. According to the Wildlife Conservation Society, approximately 6,000 wildebeests and thousands of zebras fall prey to these great cats every year. Yet this is not destruction. It is the Creator's way of maintaining population balance, ensuring the Serengeti's life cycle continues harmoniously without excess or scarcity. Lions, scientifically known as Panthera leo, are masterpieces of creation, a symbol of strength, pride, and resilience. As the second largest big cat after the Siberian tiger, they are Africa's apex predators. But the title King of the Grasslands is not derived from individual strength alone. It comes from unity, a gift bestowed by the Creator, enabling them to lead the savannah. A pride of lions typically consists of 10 to 15 members, with lionesses as the primary hunters. They patiently select their targets, often focusing on the old, weak, or young, and execute ambush strategies with unparalleled precision. Their coordinated efforts are a breathtaking display of mastery, crafted by the Creator's meticulous hand. But a lion's hunting prowess goes beyond sheer strength. What truly makes them master predators is the intelligence bestowed upon them by the Creator. Lions do not charge blindly at their prey. They analyze, evaluate, and meticulously craft their strategy. They understand that patience is a golden key, and in every hunt, they display the composure of seasoned warriors, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In particular, lionesses, the most exceptional hunters, are the embodiment of coordination and calculated precision. Gifted by God with an incredible ability to work as a team, they divide their tasks flawlessly. Some distract and confuse the prey, while others silently lie in wait to ambush from multiple angles. Every hunt is like a symphony, where each movement is executed with perfect harmony. This is no coincidence, but a gift from the Creator, who designed this intricate masterpiece of life. Meanwhile, the male lion, with a roar that can echo up to 5 miles, serves as the pride's protector. With their strength and majestic presence, they fend off invaders, from rival male lions to packs of ravenous hyenas. The male lion's power is not only in its muscles or roar, but in its divine role as guardian, a responsibility granted by the Creator to maintain balance within the ecosystem. The Serengeti, with its extraordinary beauty and delicate balance, is a gift from the Creator to the world, a masterpiece where every brushstroke, every creature, holds profound meaning. Here, lions are not merely predators. They are embodiments of leadership, authority, and the divine order that God has bestowed upon the natural world. Serengeti, along with its kings of the grasslands, is an eternal hymn of life, a place where humanity can witness and feel the presence of God in every breath of nature. As night falls over the savanna grasslands, the vast expanse is cloaked in a mysterious black veil, woven with the delicate silver threads of moonlight and the shimmering brilliance of countless stars. The air grows still, filled only with the whispers of the wind brushing through the tall grasses like nature's soft lullaby. Within this serene silence, majestic silhouettes begin to stir, great predators, the uncrowned kings of the grasslands, the lions. Endowed by the Creator with unparalleled hunting skills, lions move with grace and calculated intent. Each step they take blends seamlessly with the rhythm of the earth, producing not a single sound. Their golden eyes, sharp and piercing like blades, scan the darkness, detecting even the slightest movement. These lions are not mere hunters. They are the embodiment of strength and intelligence, masterpieces shaped by God to sustain the perpetual circle of life. From the shadows, pairs of glowing eyes observe with patience, waiting for the perfect moment. The pride begins to execute its strategy. The lionesses, silent as phantoms, spread out in 2 flanking groups, forming a near-perfect encirclement. The lions charge forward, their muscles rippling with raw power, their speed as swift as lightning. A perfectly timed leap ends the chase, quick, precise, as if the outcome of this hunt had already been preordained by God's hand. There is no chaos, no waste. God has taught the lions to hunt as an art, to aim true, use their strength with precision, and master every pursuit. When fragile lion cubs are born, the lioness becomes a devoted mother, carrying the sacred mission of protecting and nurturing the next generation. In her gentle yet vigilant eyes, we see boundless love woven by the hand of the Creator himself. The den where she shelters her cubs is not merely a refuge, but a fortress guarded with unparalleled courage and strength. Whether it's the howls of hyenas echoing outside or dangers lurking in the shadows, the lioness stands resolute, ready to sacrifice everything to keep her little ones safe. Every drop of milk she gives her cubs is not just nourishment, it is a symbol of profound sacrifice. In those early days of life, when the cubs are weak and helpless, they are cradled in their mother's warmth, shielded by her soft fur that feels like God's embrace, protecting them from the harsh realities of the savannah. Her eyes never leave her cubs, and her ears remain attuned to every faint sound. This unwavering focus and love are a testament to the maternal instinct that only the Creator could have instilled. As the cubs grow strong enough to step out of the den, the lioness becomes their most dedicated teacher. She teaches them to observe, to stalk with patience, to charge and seize their target with astonishing precision. Every step, every playful pounce, and every mock hunt is a valuable lesson, divinely inspired for her to pass on. At times, the lioness feigns failure to encourage her cubs to learn, but when danger looms, she does not hesitate to leap into action, risking her life to protect them. Even in times of hardship, when hunger grips the pride, the lioness prioritizes her cubs, giving them the scarce food she has. Her powerful muscles may grow weak, but the heart of a mother never falters. This is more than sacrifice. It is unconditional love, a love the Creator has etched into every breath and heartbeat of her being. The sight of a lioness grooming, playing with, protecting, and teaching her cubs is breathtakingly beautiful, a hymn to motherhood that God has delicately placed in this world. In these moments, it is not just life continuing, it is the unmistakable presence of the Creator who has imbued nature with the essence of love. A lioness does not just raise her cubs, she nurtures hope, sustains the circle of life, and safeguards the perfect balance of the natural world. With every step she takes, and every moment she bows to tend to her young, the light of the Creator shines across the savannah, reminding us that love and life are the most wondrous miracles He has created. As dawn drenches the savannah in a golden blaze, a shadow moves stealthily through the towering grass, blending into nature as if it had never existed. It does not roar like a lion, nor does it cause chaos like a pack of hyenas. It has no need to flaunt its power because it is power itself, the very embodiment of death. A predator sculpted by the hands of creation with absolute perfection, swift as a lightning strike, ruthless as fate, and vanishing like an illusion. The leopard, Panthera pardus, the phantom of the grasslands, the invisible assassin of the deep forests. It does not fight with brute force or rely on a pack for survival. No earth-shaking roars, no thunderous footsteps, only suffocating silence, a chilling prelude to an inevitable end. This is a hunter like no other, solitary, silent, and lethal. Forged by nature into a machine of predation, the leopard is a masterpiece of speed, strength, and merciless precision. Every step it takes is a prophecy of death, every leap a silent execution. It does not chase, it waits, it does not pursue, it lurks. And when the moment comes, in a single breath, it strikes like a blade, slicing through the night. Claws sharp as scythes sink deep into flesh, jaws powerful enough to crush bone, lock in an unrelenting grip. No screams, no struggle, just the absolute silence of a life stolen in an instant. But the leopard's strength is not just in its fangs or its terrifying speed. It hunts, not just with force, but with intelligence. When its prey believes it is safe, the leopard has already been there. While others waste time chasing across the vast plains, it drags its kill high into the treetops, feasting undisturbed, beyond the reach of lions and hyenas. It does not just hunt, it disappears. No other predator on Earth has mastered the art of invisibility quite like the leopard. It is darkness within light, silence amidst chaos, an unseen ruler of the wild. Whether in dense jungles, sprawling savannas, or snow-laden cliffs, nothing can contain it. Nature has gifted the leopard the most fearsome weapon of all, absolute adaptability. And as the night falls, as the weak drift into uneasy slumber, haunted by primal fears, it rises once more from the shadows, silent, unseen, and a chilling reminder that in the wild, it is not the strongest that are the most terrifying, but those who remain unseen, yet are always present. This young bud is very tired. He was lying on the tree, gasping for breath. In the past year, he has been living a nomadic life. Searching for a piece of his territory, he is only 3 years old, finally managed to occupy a territory his new home is spread across every leopard print stream. But Olimba is young, very hungry and inexperienced. A delicious meal that seems to be within reach. It's so tempting what he has to do. The sheep are near the edge of the groove. There is an optimum attack distance. Otherwise they will be left behind by their prey. Olimba must be at a distance from the prey. A surprise attack can only be launched within 4.5 meters. For the flower treasure that is hunting, close is never close enough. Almost within range of Olimba, he just has to wait for him to come a little closer. When the deer let down his guard, he was like a bolt of lightning, 10 kilometers as fast. He chases him, it's hard to fly. Finally, Flower Treasure passes a beautiful fall. The two of you hug each other like a couple. The enemy of one's life, it's like getting out of the game with prey in your mouth. Leopards are also fast. The deer also found an opportunity to get away. Obviously, it's too late. I can only turn my head to find trouble with the flower newspaper. Just silently walk away to find... On the vast plains of the Serengeti, where life and death are separated by a single breath, a golden blur streaks across the landscape like a lightning bolt. No deafening roar, no ambush from the shadows like the leopard. This predator doesn't need to hide, nor does it rely on the strength of a pack. It is the embodiment of pure speed, a lone warrior engineered by nature for the ultimate race of survival. The cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, the undisputed king of speed, a master of the wind, and a predator that turns raw acceleration into its deadliest weapon. In a world where lions and hyenas dominate through strength and teamwork, the cheetah takes a different path, one ruled by speed, precision, and an unmatched killer instinct. Nature has sculpted the cheetah's body with absolute perfection. It doesn't have the bone-crushing bite of a lion or the brute force of a hyena, but what it does have is a marvel of evolution. Its long, flexible spine acts like a biological spring, stretching and contracting with every stride, allowing it to cover up to 23 feet, 7 meters, in a single bound. Its long, lightweight legs generate explosive force, propelling it forward with staggering acceleration. In just 3 seconds, the cheetah can reach nearly 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, the same speed as a high-performance sports car. But speed alone isn't enough. The cheetah isn't just a mindless sprinter, it's a strategist. It reads the terrain, predicts every move of its prey, and even uses the wind to its advantage. When an antelope makes the smallest mistake, a mistimed leap, a moment of hesitation, a slight misstep, the cheetah strikes. This isn't just a chase, it's a high-stakes pursuit. As its prey twists and turns in desperation, the cheetah adjusts instantly, using its long tail like a rudder, allowing it to change direction mid-sprint without losing momentum. Unlike other big cats, the cheetah's claws don't retract, giving it extra grip on the ground and razor-sharp precision in every turn. Each maneuver is flawless, a breathtaking display of speed, agility, and deadly accuracy. Then comes the final blow. A swift swipe to the prey's hind leg sends it crashing to the ground in a swirl of dust. Within seconds, the cheetah pins it down, jaws clamping tightly around the throat, cutting off its air supply. No struggle, no second chances, just silence. But even after a successful hunt, the cheetah has no time to celebrate. It lacks the strength to defend its kill. A single lion, a pack of hyenas, or even a stealthy leopard can smell blood from miles away, ready to steal its hard-earned meal. If the cheetah doesn't eat quickly, it risks losing everything. Unlike lions, who feast and then rest under the shade, the cheetah must always stay on high alert. If a larger predator arrives, it has no choice but to flee, because the cheetah wasn't built to fight. It was born to run. And if it ever gets injured, if it ever slows down, its reign as the fastest animal on land will come to an end, along with its life. Though it is one of the most fearsome predators on the plains, the cheetah is also a mother of unyielding strength.
No more rolling waves of wildebeest stretching to the horizon. No more thunderous storms of hooves kicking up dust in the golden twilight. No more legendary migrations that have shaped the heartbeat of Africa for thousands of years. But there is still hope, as long as protected lands remain, as long as humanity understands the irreplaceable value of this ecosystem. As long as the wildebeest still have space to move, to run, to migrate, then the rhythm of the African plains will not be silenced. And as the sun sets over the Victoria Basin, as the last golden light spills across the savannah, the wildebeest continue their journey. thousands of bodies move as one, their hooves churning the dust into a storm of motion. A reminder that in a world of constant change, some things must never be lost, so long as we choose to protect them. Savannah, a wild land that once seemed like nothing more than scorched grass and swirling dust, transforms into an entirely different world when the rainy season arrives. The first raindrops fall like the opening notes of nature's grand symphony. The cracked, parched earth softens, dried up riverbeds begin to overflow, and before long, the vast grasslands are submerged in an endless sea of water. This is not just a simple change. It is a miraculous spectacle of creation, a living masterpiece where water and life intertwine, offering every creature a chance to adapt and survive. Amidst this flooded landscape, one animal reigns supreme, the hippopotamus. If the lion is the king of the savannah, then the hippo is the lord of the waters. More than just inhabitants of this watery realm, they are its caretakers, playing a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of the wetland ecosystem. Weighing up to 3,300 pounds, over 1,500 kilograms, they are among the largest land animals, second only to elephants and white rhinos. But don't be fooled by their massive bulk. Beneath the water's surface, they are agile swimmers, gliding effortlessly like silent phantoms of the river. The scorching African sun can sear everything in its path, but hippos have adapted in their own unique way. They spend most of their time submerged, where the cool water helps regulate their body temperature and shields their sensitive skin from the relentless heat. As night falls, these massive shadows quietly emerge from the water, venturing onto the lush grasslands. A typical group consists of 10 to 30 individuals, moving together in the darkness like an invisible yet powerful army. Travel several miles in search of food, grazing on soft grass and preventing vegetation from growing unchecked. An essential role in reducing the risk of wildfires caused by accumulated dry grass. But the hippo's role extends far beyond the land, and they return to the water.
She does not hunt just to survive. She hunts to protect, to feed, and to raise her fragile cubs in a world filled with danger. Unlike lions, she has no pride to defend her. Unlike hyenas, she has no clan to share the burden. Alone, she must shelter her young, teach them to hunt, to hide, and to survive in a land where threats lurk in every shadow. The first 18 months of a cheetah cub's life are the most perilous. Lions, hyenas, even leopards would kill them without hesitation. The odds of survival are grim. Only 10 to 20% of cubs ever reach adulthood. But the cheetah mother does not give up. She is always moving, always searching for safety, always vanishing into the tall grass to keep her cubs hidden from predators. When they are old enough, she teaches them the art of the hunt, every step, every pounce, every failure, and every success. She knows that one day her cubs must face the wild alone. They must learn to run, to fight, and to survive without her. Yet no matter how fast the cheetah runs, it cannot outrun the dangers closing in. Habitat destruction, human expansion, and rising competition from larger predators are pushing this species to the brink of extinction. As of 2023, the IUCN estimates that only about 200 cheetahs remain in the Serengeti. As night falls over the Serengeti and the cold wind whispers through the swaying grass, somewhere, a cheetah mother still watches over her cubs. She knows the road ahead will not be easy. She knows the dangers are relentless, but she also knows one thing for certain. As long as she can run, as long as she can fight, she will never stop.
Where the rainforest and the savanna collide, Like two rivers merging into one, a land of contrast and beauty emerges. A place where the lush embrace of the trees meets the open vastness of the grasslands, where the winds carry the breath of two worlds, blending into a single, untamed rhythm of the wild. This is the homeland of one of Africa's most extraordinary animals, the African giraffe, Giraffa camelopardalis, the gentle giants of the savanna. They are living towers of nature, tall, graceful, and utterly unmistakable. A fully grown giraffe can stand up to 18.7 feet, 5.7 meters tall, making it the tallest land animal on Earth. Towering over the grasslands, they stretch their long necks toward the treetops, reaching heights no other herbivore can. With coats patterned in a mosaic of unique markings, no two giraffes are ever the same. Each one a masterpiece sculpted by nature itself. But their height is not their only defining feature. They wear a natural crown upon their heads. Unlike their relatives, African giraffes have up to 5 horn-like structures, a rare trait among mammals. Their large, gentle eyes scan the horizon, capable of detecting the slightest movement from afar, allowing them to anticipate danger before it arrives. They do not roar to claim dominance, yet they remain untouchable titans of the wilderness. Yet the African giraffe is more than just a silent giant. It is the unsung gardener of the savanna. With a tongue reaching nearly 18 inches, 45 centimeters long, it effortlessly strips leaves from towering branches, feeding on vegetation that few others can access. But this simple act has profound consequences for the ecosystem. As giraffes graze, they naturally prune the trees, preventing overgrowth and allowing sunlight to reach the smaller plants below. By bending and breaking branches, they reshape the landscape, ensuring that the savanna remains open and balanced. And as they roam, they disperse seeds through their dung, unknowingly planting the forests of the future. Every step they take is more than just movement. It is a vital contribution to the delicate balance of the African wilderness. But their existence is more than just ecological. Giraffes are an iconic symbol of sustainable ecotourism, according to the World Wildlife Fund. WWF. Giraffe watching safaris not only offer breathtaking encounters with these magnificent creatures, but also directly support their conservation. The awe in people's eyes as they watch a giraffe stride across the plains, the quiet wonder as they see it stretch toward the sky. These are reminders that the wild still exists, raw and magnificent, but more fragile than ever. Human expansion, poaching, and habitat loss have driven African giraffe populations to dangerously low numbers. They may be the tallest creatures on land, able to reach the highest branches, but they cannot reach the future without human protection. Conservation is not just an effort, it is a promise. A promise that future generations will still see these towering figures walking across the savanna, still witness them reaching for the sky, still marvel at their presence as living relics of a vanishing wild. As the Serengeti sun sets, and the evening winds whisper through the acacia trees, an African giraffe stands tall, gazing over its ancient home. It does not know what the future holds. It does not know if its kind will continue to roam these lands. But it knows one thing for certain. As long as it can walk, as long as it can reach for the sky, the African giraffe will endure, a timeless sentinel of the savanna. Across the endless plains of the Victoria Basin, as the setting sun paints streaks of fire across the horizon, a great army is on the move. Not the roaring lions, not the stealthy predators lurking in the shadows, But the warriors of the grasslands, the eternal pilgrims of Africa, the wildebeest Conchaetes taurinus. For millions of years, this species has defied the unforgiving wilderness. They do not have razor-sharp claws to tear into their enemies, nor bone-crushing jaws to overpower their foes. But nature has gifted them something greater: the power of speed, endurance, and an unshakable unity that no predator can break. Their bodies are masterpieces of adaptation. Thick, sinewy muscles ripple beneath their dusty gray coats, and their curved horns, honed through generations of survival, stand ready to fight back against any threat. But their greatest weapon is not in their strength. It is in their relentless legs, their hooves that never stop moving. When danger strikes, they can sprint at 50 miles per hour, 80 km/h, fast enough to outrun even the most fearsome hunters. Yet speed alone is not what makes the wildebeest one of Africa's most successful species. They do not travel alone. They move as a herd, a force of nature that cannot be broken. A lion may take down an individual, but before the stampede of thousands, even the most powerful predator must hesitate. When one wildebeest senses danger, it does not flee alone. During the dry season, when the earth cracks under the merciless sun and rivers vanish into dust, the wildebeest leave behind the parched lands of the Serengeti, heading toward Lake Victoria, where water and fresh grass still offer a chance for survival. But this is not merely a migration for food and water. This is the Great Migration, the heartbeat of the savanna, the miracle woven into the fabric of nature itself. Along the journey, predators await. Lions, leopards, hyenas all follow the herd's every movement, waiting for the moment of weakness. But when danger strikes, the wildebeest do not falter. When one runs, they all run. When one dodges, the entire herd shifts in unison. And then they push forward. Not all will make it. The weak will fall behind. The young may not yet have the strength to escape the jaws of a waiting predator. But the herd does not stop. Their journey is not a choice. It is a destiny written into the cycle of life itself. And then the rains return. As the first raindrops kiss the earth, the golden plains transform into a sea of green, and the wildebeest turn back, retracing their steps in a cycle as old as time. They are not just survivors. They are the lifeblood of the savanna, playing their part in a grander design, a masterpiece painted by the hands of creation itself. But even the strongest warriors cannot escape a new predator. Not lions, not hyenas, but humans. Fences now block their migration paths. Farmland replaces their grazing lands. Climate change alters the rain cycles, drying up the rivers that have guided them for millennia. What nature has given, mankind is taking away. If the migration routes are severed, if the grasslands are lost, their journey will come to an end. Their waste enriches the ecosystem, providing vital nutrients for countless microorganisms and fish, fueling an abundant food chain. They are the bridge between two worlds, both rulers of the water and guardians of the savanna, preserving the delicate equilibrium that nature has so perfectly designed. In the southern regions of Africa, where vast wetlands stretch as far as the eye can see, an estimated 40,000 hippos roam, one of the largest populations on Earth. Each hippo carries a purpose, not just to survive, but to shape and safeguard life itself. As the sun rises, casting its golden reflection upon the shimmering waters, the hippos retreat into their submerged kingdom, continuing the endless cycle of nature. A flooded savanna is more than just a meeting place of land and water. It is a cradle of rebirth, where the laws of survival are rewritten with each rainy season, and where silent giants like the hippo work tirelessly to uphold the delicate rhythm of the wild. The hippopotamus is not just a magnificent creature of nature, but a flawless masterpiece crafted by the Creator for the lands of Africa. With divine precision, he designed them as silent guardians of the ecosystem, giants that maintain the delicate balance between water and land. Yet, human greed is turning these peaceful waters into blood-stained battlegrounds, pushing this majestic species to the brink of extinction. Protecting the hippos is not just about saving an animal. It is about honoring the sacred design that God has woven into nature itself. If we allow poachers to steal their lives, we are defying the very act of creation. We must act now, before the rivers of the savannah become mere echoes of the silenced roars of giants lost forever. The temperate savanna stretches like a vast golden tapestry, from Kruger National Park to Pilanesberg in Gallic.
Its role is akin to a compass, guiding the life cycles of the river in seamless harmony. This creature does not merely exist, it thrives as a symbol of resilience and power. During the dry season, it retreats to deeper waters. When the rains return, it moves into flooded areas as if orchestrating the rhythm of the river's life. In the legends of the Amazon's indigenous people, this creature is not merely an animal, it eats tea, a messenger of the river, a symbol of strength and balance. Revered as the living soul of the Amazon, it reminds them of nature's boundless power and the importance of living in harmony with the world. The presence of this creature signifies a healthy ecosystem. Its survival is a reminder that everything in nature is interconnected. When it declines, it signals that the Amazon itself is under threat from human activity. Gaze into the eyes of this creature and you will see the essence of the Amazon River, powerful, enigmatic, and ever-flowing. It is not just a predator, it is the guardian of the river, an eternal symbol of the harmony and strength that God has imprinted upon nature. High in the canopy of the Amazon rainforest, where sunlight filters softly through dense leaves, a swift and graceful creature dances through the air. This is the spider monkey, the master of movement in the jungle, a primate often likened to the dancers of nature. Spider monkeys, or ateles, belong to the Atelidae family and are one of the most vibrant symbols of the Amazon's lowland tropical rainforest ecosystem. Among them, the black-handed spider monkey, Ateles belzebuth, stands out as a symbol of intelligence and perfect adaptation. Emerging around 4 million years ago during the Pleistocene epoch, spider monkeys are part of the New World primates, a lineage of smart survivors that split from their Old World counterparts tens of millions of years ago. Over millions of years of evolution, they have developed slender yet incredibly agile bodies, with a torso length reaching up to 50 centimeters, and when combined with their powerful tails, a total length exceeding 1 meter. The spider monkey's long tail is more than just a body part. It is a fifth limb, a unique tool bestowed by nature. With this remarkable tail, they can grip branches, move effortlessly from tree to tree, like acrobats performing in the heart of the jungle. This extraordinary mobility helps spider monkeys maintain balance as they forage for food and stay clear of predators lurking beneath the dense forest canopy. But spider monkeys are remarkable not just for their agility. They possess exceptional intelligence, demonstrated through problem-solving abilities, the use of simple tools and strategic thinking to overcome the challenges of the Amazon. Studies have shown that spider monkeys can remember the location of food in a three-dimensional space and even learn from their peers, a crucial skill for surviving in such a demanding environment. Spider monkeys inhabit the highest layers of the forest, where they not only forage, but also build intricate social relationships. They are never alone, living in large groups of 20 to 30 individuals, sharing food, caring for one another, and alerting each other to potential dangers. When faced with a threat, spider monkeys emit piercing calls that echo through the jungle, a symphony of warnings that helps keep their group safe from predators. Their diet consists primarily of fruits, leaves, and seeds, but their meals serve a greater purpose than mere survival. By consuming and dispersing seeds through their droppings, spider monkeys inadvertently act as gardeners of the rainforest, sustaining and regenerating life within the Amazon ecosystem. Spider monkeys are not just residents of the forest, they are silent guardians, an essential link in the cycle of life within the Amazon. Every leap, every action they take contributes to the perfect balance that God has ordained for this magnificent jungle. Amid the towering canopies of the Amazon rainforest, where sunlight filters sparingly through dense leaves like golden beams, a wondrous creature appears. The blue and yellow macaw, as vibrant as a living gem, seems like a gift from God to this majestic forest. Known scientifically as Ara ararauna, the blue and yellow macaw is more than just a bird. It is a symbol of vibrant life and ceaseless motion. Its dazzling blue feathers on its back and radiant yellow chest and belly, combined with its keen eyes, make it a striking presence in the heart of the Amazon. When its wings, spanning up to 1 meter, spread wide, the sky is painted with nature's most exquisite artistry. But the blue and yellow macaw thrives on more than beauty. These tireless travelers soar dozens of kilometers daily in search of food and shelter. Their strong, sharp beaks are incredible tools, capable of cracking even the hardest nutshells, a feat few animals can match. This ensures their survival even in times of scarcity, showcasing their remarkable resilience. What truly sets the macaw apart, however, is its extraordinary social life. These birds are never solitary. They fly in pairs or live in large flocks, constantly communicating with one another through resounding calls, a harmonious symphony of the jungle. Macaw pairs often bond for life, exemplifying a love and loyalty that is both simple and profound, a lesson from nature to humankind. At dawn, as mist still cloaks the forest, the blue and yellow macaw begins its daily journey. Soaring high above the Amazon, they search for fruits and seeds, their vital sustenance. Yet their journey is about more than nourishment. As macaws consume fruit and disperse seeds through their droppings, they become inadvertent gardeners of the rainforest. These seeds take root, regenerating life in the jungle and contributing to nature's endless cycle. For centuries, the indigenous people of the Amazon have regarded the blue and yellow macaw as sacred. Their radiant feathers are used in religious ceremonies, symbolizing harmony and gratitude toward nature. The macaw's resonant calls are more than mere communication. They echo like prayers to God, celebrating the wonder of the forest. The blue and yellow macaw lives primarily in the upper canopy of the rainforest, where sunlight kisses every leaf, nurturing a sanctuary for thousands of bird and animal species. This layer, rising 20 to 40 meters above the ground, is a world of its own, a verdant paradise where magnificent creatures like the macaw compose an unending symphony of life. The blue and yellow macaw is not just a dazzling inhabitant of the Amazon, it is a living embodiment of life, connection, and the love God has bestowed upon this extraordinary forest. High in the towering canopies of the Amazon rainforest, where sunlight barely filters through the dense foliage, a remarkable creature appears, the toucan. With its vibrant plumage and unique beak, it seems as though God has imbued this bird with a touch of his own magic. The toucan, scientifically known as Ramphastos touco, is more than just a bird. It is a symbol of nature's incredible creativity. Measuring up to 60 centimeters in length, with a nearly 20 centimeters long beak, and a striking combination of glossy black feathers accented by white and orange hues, the toucan is a jewel in the paradise of the Amazon. But its beauty is not merely for show, it is a perfect fusion of form and function. The toucan's iconic beak is more than a tool for foraging. It serves as a key to access fruits in hard-to-reach places where other birds cannot go. In his infinite wisdom, God also granted this beak the ability to act as a defense against predators and even help regulate the bird's body temperature, ensuring its survival in the challenging tropical environment. But the toucan does not live for itself alone. It is one of the gardeners of the Amazon. As it consumes fruit, it swallows the seeds whole and disperses them throughout the forest via its droppings. Studies have shown that toucans can spread seeds over distances of 10 to 20 kilometers, contributing to the regeneration and growth of the Amazon's lush vegetation. Through this seemingly simple act, the toucan becomes an indispensable link in the rainforest's life cycle. Life in the upper canopy of the Amazon is not easy. The toucan, with its short but powerful wings, must navigate swiftly between branches, hopping from one to another to find food, while evading predators such as snakes and eagles. The toucan uses its beak as a defensive weapon or quickly hides within the dense foliage. What makes the toucan truly special is not just its intelligence or survival skills, but its strong social connections. They live in small groups, typically ranging from 6 to 12 individuals, where each member looks out for the others. In times of scarcity, they share what they have, a beautiful display of compassion and unity, as if God intended them to teach humanity a lesson in kindness and generosity. For the indigenous people of the Amazon, the toucan is a symbol of prosperity and vitality. Its radiant feathers feature prominently in traditional ceremonies representing harmony with nature. The toucan is not merely a resident of the Amazon, it is its living spirit, a testament to the balance and beauty that God has bestowed upon this magnificent rainforest. In the dawn of time, when God laid the foundations of the Amazon rainforest, he created a small yet extraordinary creature, the leafcutter ant. They are not just tireless workers, but silent guardians, carrying out a sacred mission to nurture life and uphold the cycle of the great forest. From afar, a colony of leafcutter ants appears as a flowing river of green, each tiny ant carrying a piece of leaf on its back. But do not be deceived by their size. These creatures are nature's architects, pioneers of the Amazon ecosystem, where every step they take shapes the life of the jungle. In his infinite wisdom, God granted the leafcutter ant a unique ability. With their sharp mandibles, they cut leaves far larger than themselves, carrying them back to their nests to cultivate a special fungus, their primary food source. This is not just survival, it is advanced agriculture, a marvel that only nature could conceive. The leaves, once processed by the ants, not only feed the fungus but also enrich the soil, returning nutrients to the forest floor. God intricately wove every thread of this life cycle together, and the leafcutter ant serves as the heartbeat of the Amazon ecosystem. Beneath the forest floor, a leafcutter ant nest is a biological wonder, a subterranean city with countless chambers, tunnels, and specialized areas. Millions of ants live and work in perfect harmony. Every worker, soldier, and fungus tender understands its role within the colony. None are left behind, none stand idle. It is a profound lesson in unity and responsibility that God offers to all of us. Imagine a stream of leafcutter ants moving tirelessly through the forest. The green fragments they carry resemble tiny victory flags, symbols of their perseverance and strength. Each ant, though small, carries the spirit of a warrior, working relentlessly to fulfill the mission God entrusted to them. For the indigenous peoples of the Amazon, the leafcutter ant has long been a symbol of diligence and harmony with nature. To them, these small creatures are a divine reminder that every being, no matter how tiny, plays an essential role in the grand design of life. Leafcutter ants do more than cut leaves and build nests. They regenerate the forest, enrich the soil, and maintain the ecological balance upon which the entire Amazon depends. With every step they take, every leaf they carry, they fulfill God's will, keeping this rainforest vibrant and alive. Let us bow before these small yet extraordinary creatures, the leaf-cutting warriors of the Amazon. They are not just ants, they are the keepers of the forest's rhythm, living proof of God's boundless wisdom and wonder. Amid the towering treetops of the Amazon rainforest, where time seems to stand still and sunlight gently filters through lush green leaves, a creature moves with deliberate slowness, as if unbothered by haste. This is the three-toed sloth, a miraculous creation of God, embodying patience and balance in the grand cycle of life. Within this magnificent forest, scientifically known as Breathless variegatus, the three-toed sloth is one of the Amazon's oldest and most enigmatic residents. Over millions of years, it has evolved to perfectly adapt to the high canopy of the forest, where it finds safety, sustenance, and an ideal space to thrive. Cloaked in greenish-grey fur, often harboring algae, the sloth not only blends seamlessly into its surroundings, but also creates a micro-ecosystem on its own body, home to countless microorganisms and tiny insects. The three-toed sloth lives a life of extraordinary slowness, moving at a speed of just 0.24 kilometers per hour, a survival strategy optimized for conserving energy. While other animals flee predators in haste, the sloth chooses to live quietly, perfectly camouflaged, avoiding attention altogether. This deliberate slowness is not just a means of survival, it symbolizes harmony with nature, utilizing the forest's offerings without competition or destruction. The leaves the sloth eats daily may not be nutrient-rich, but in his infinite wisdom, God gifted the sloth with a unique digestive system. Its multi-chambered stomach allows it to break down large amounts of cellulose from the leaves, a process that can take 5 to 7 days to complete. Through this remarkable evolution, the sloth thrives on a modest diet, maintaining its resilience in the challenging rainforest environment. The sloth descends to the ground only once a week, a perilous journey as on land. It becomes vulnerable to predators like the harpy eagle or jaguar. Yet even in these moments of vulnerability, the sloth moves with a calm grace, as if aware that every step aligns with the divine plan God has laid out for it. Despite its slow demeanor, the three-toed sloth plays a vital role in the Amazon's life cycle. By feeding on leaves, it helps regulate vegetation growth while also serving as a crucial food source for predators, maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Within its greenish-grey fur, where algae grow and insects dwell, the sloth fosters a miniature habitat symbolizing the interconnectedness God has imbued in all of nature. The sloth does not rush, does not compete. It exists as a gentle reminder that in slowness and stillness, true harmony with nature can be found. The indigenous people of the Amazon have long revered the three-toed sloth as a symbol of balance and wisdom, a creature embodying a slow but steadfast rhythm of life, enduring the trials of time. Amid the endless currents of the Amazon River, where the sunlight dances on the water's surface like shimmering mirrors, a magnificent creature emerges. The giant otter, the uncrowned king of freshwater realms, stands as a divine reminder from God that strength lies not only in size or speed, but also in unity and a sacred bond with family and nature. Scientifically known as Pteronura brasiliensis, the giant otter is the largest otter species in the world, reaching up to 2 meters in length and exuding undeniable majesty. Its sleek brown fur glistens under the sunlight, and its intelligent, gleaming eyes seem to have been crafted by God to make it a formidable guardian of the Amazon's waterways.
A vital energy reserve for months of hibernation during the long, frozen winter. In summer, when the taiga blooms, the brown bear becomes a voracious forager, eating roots, berries, honey, fish, and even carrion. It can consume twice its body weight in a single day, storing fat for the harsh sleep ahead. Despite its size, a brown bear can run up to 56 kilometers per hour. And a single paw strike with over 600 kilograms of force can kill a full-grown deer instantly. They are patient hunters, standing motionless by rivers for hours, waiting for the precise moment to snatch a salmon. During spawning season, one bear can catch 30 fish a day, a feast before its winter slumber. In the frozen wilderness of Siberia, the brown bear stands as a symbol of strength, intelligence, and endurance, a creature that has conquered the limits of survival itself. Its sense of smell is 2,000 times stronger than that of a human, allowing it to detect food or carrion from as far as 32 kilometers away. When the wind sweeps through the taiga, carrying the faintest trace of life, the brown bear can follow that scent for days. For in a world where hunger is constant, a single smell can mean the difference between life and death. The bear takes every opportunity it can find. A leftover bone, a wounded animal, or the remains abandoned by another predator, all become precious sources of life. With its powerful muscles, immense stamina, and unmatched ability to store energy, the Siberian brown bear has become a master of survival in this frozen inferno. In the final months of summer, it enters a feeding frenzy, consuming up to 20,000 calories a day, or about 30 kilograms of food, from salmon and berries to small animals it can catch. In just a few short months, it may gain as much as 180 kilograms, storing vital fat reserves for the long winter ahead. A winter without light, without birdsong, and without warmth. Then, when snow blankets the earth and silence falls over the forest, the bear retreats into its den and begins a hibernation lasting 5 to 7 months. During this time, its body temperature drops by 37 degrees Celsius, and its heart slows to just a few beats per minute. Its body enters near stasis, yet never decays. Every cell, every organ continues to function, as if nature itself is holding its breath, waiting for rebirth. Without eating or drinking, the bear survives through the perfection of biological design shaped by evolution. Its body is a self-sustaining machine, crafted to endure, adapt, and regenerate. From energy storage to muscle preservation during hibernation, every detail speaks of life's astonishing intelligence. If the brown bear survives through stillness, then on the other side of this icy kingdom, the Siberian tiger reigns through power and dominance. The largest tiger on Earth, it can reach over 3 meters in length and weigh up to 400 kilograms. With shoulders of iron and muscles forged by cold, it can kill a full-grown red deer with a single strike. Its fur is a masterpiece of adaptation. A dense, warm undercoat beneath pale, striped outer fur that blends perfectly with snow. So well that even a reindeer's sharp eyes may not see it until it is only meters away. Unlike the wolves that hunt in packs, the Siberian tiger is a solitary hunter, moving in silence through misty taiga forests. Every step calculated, every gaze a silent sentence of death. It can stalk prey for hours, even days, hidden behind snow-covered trees, and then explode into action at 80 kilometers per hour. Its strike delivering a force of 5,000 newtons, enough to snap a spine in an instant. But the tiger is more than a killer. It is a keeper of balance. By hunting deer, elk, and wild boar, it prevents overgrazing, allowing plants to regrow and forests to rejuvenate. According to WWF research, areas inhabited by the Siberian tiger show twice the biodiversity. A sign that life flourishes wherever this great predator walks. Thus, the Siberian tiger is not only a symbol of strength, but also a living ecological indicator, a measure of the taiga's health itself. Under the white winter sky of Siberia, amid taiga forests stretching into eternity, a massive silhouette slowly emerges so naturally a part of the landscape that it seems carved from the wilderness itself. It is the Siberian moose, the largest deer on Earth, and one of the most remarkably adapted creatures to survive in one of the harshest, coldest regions of the planet. In a land where winter lasts half a year and the sun barely glimmers through dense clouds, their very existence is proof of nature's unbreakable resilience. Standing up to 2 meters tall at the shoulder, weighing more than half a ton, and carrying antlers as wide as ancient branches, the moose appears like a silent monarch of the taiga. Yet its enormous size hides surprising grace. It moves lightly through snow-covered forests, weaving between trees with almost no sound. Its wide hooves can spread out like natural snowshoes, allowing it to cross deep snow that few animals could navigate so effortlessly. The moose's body is the product of thousands of years of evolution under brutal cold. Its double-layered coat, soft and dense underneath, coarse and long on the outside, forms a perfect thermal shield, protecting it from winds cold enough to freeze an entire forest in hours. Its digestive system is uniquely designed to process food most animals cannot eat: birch bark, willow branches, and pine shoots buried beneath snow. When Siberian winter tightens its icy grip, when food becomes scarce and temperatures plunge below 40 degrees Celsius, the moose endures. It travels dozens of kilometers each day, searching for low shrubs or willow thickets still hidden beneath the snow. This ability to survive on tough, woody vegetation allows it to withstand the endless, exhausting months of winter without succumbing to hunger. As autumn arrives, the taiga transforms. Golden and crimson leaves create a fiery contrast against the chilling air. This is the moment the bull moose enters its defining season. The rut. Their deep roars echo through the forest, a powerful declaration of dominance. Battles erupt as males clash antler against antler, their strikes ringing like thunder across the frozen ground. Each blow can bend saplings and scatter snow, yet most fights end without fatality. They are contests of strength, not destruction. When early spring melts the snow and brings back a hint of warmth, a newborn calf enters the world. Within minutes, it must stand. Within an hour, it must run. In this unforgiving land, hesitation is death. The calf quickly learns to follow its mother through deep snow, avoiding predators like wolves and brown bears, always searching for the weak and the slow. Despite their strength and remarkable adaptations, Siberian moose now face threats unlike anything evolution prepared them for. Human expansion into the taiga is shrinking their habitat. New roads, logging operations, and mining sites carve the once continuous forest into fragmented patches, disrupting ancient migration paths. Climate change alters winter's behavior, affecting food availability and breeding cycles. Yet even amid these challenges, the moose remains a symbol of resilience, a majestic presence in a land still ruled by nature. They remind us that the fragile balance of Siberia's ecosystem depends on every creature, every forest, every frozen river. And if we fail to protect them, The deep, echoing calls of the taiga in autumn, the haunting roars of the Siberian moose, may one day fade into eternal silence. Under the pale winter sun of Siberia, as sharp winds sweep across the barren steppe like they're trying to tear life from the land, a heavy, resonant sound rises, merging with the frozen breath of the earth. It is the footsteps of the Siberian bison, a creature that carries within its body the power of the Ice Age itself, a symbol of endurance, resilience, and unshaken pride in this unforgiving world. No other animal on the northern Siberian plains possesses such a fierce yet majestic presence. With slow, deliberate steps and muscles rippling beneath a thick winter coat, the bison moves like a living boulder, silent, steady, and utterly unstoppable. A full-grown bison can weigh up to 1 ton, stand nearly 2 meters tall, and carry a massive shoulder hump like a small hill. The dense woolly fur around its neck and shoulders forms a natural suit of armor, insulating it even when the cold is harsh enough to make metal brittle. This thickness doesn't just shield it from the cold, it protects against wolf bites, bear strikes, and blizzard winds that stab like 1,000 icy needles. But in Siberia, strength alone is never enough. The bison's body is engineered for survival. Its neck muscles are extraordinarily powerful, allowing it to use its head like a shovel to sweep aside deep layers of snow and uncover the last scraps of dry grass beneath. Each day, a bison can clear dozens of square meters of frozen ground, a simple yet vital survival strategy in winters that last for months. Siberian bison live in herds, and the bond between individuals is one of the most remarkable behaviors in the animal kingdom. When the herd moves, it becomes a single, unified mass strong animals, taking the outer edges to block the wind, while calves and weaker members stay protected in the center. In a blinding snowstorm, a herd of bison moves like a massive machine, each individual functioning like a cog in an unbreakable system. Their heavy footsteps carve deep trails through the snow pathways that deer, lynx, and foxes often rely on to survive. But danger always lurks on the Siberian steppe. The Siberian gray wolf, the region's most relentless predator, often trails bison herds for days. They don't rush in, they wait. They stay downwind to hide their scent, watching carefully for the old, the injured, or newborn calves. Yet bison are far from easy prey. A single charge from an adult bison can throw a full-grown wolf several meters across the ground. Sometimes, just one thunderous stomp is enough to warn an entire wolf pack to keep their distance. When spring arrives and the ice begins to melt, the earth softens, and new shoots of grass emerge, the bison rejuvenate after the exhausting winter. Pregnant females leave the herd briefly to find a quiet, safe place to give birth. A newborn calf takes its first breath in the icy air, fragile and trembling. But within minutes it rises. Within an hour, it must run. There is no room for hesitation. Wolves are always watching, and every weak creature becomes a target. Growing up is a constant battle. Young bison must learn how to find food beneath snow, how to read the wind to sense predators, and how to blend into the herd for protection. As they mature, they must also endure blizzards that darken the sky, the mud of spring melt, and the strange new heat waves brought by climate change. Today, bison no longer roam across all of Siberia as they once did. The ancient grasslands that belonged to them are disappearing under human activity. Logging, mining, new roads, and infrastructure have divided their habitat into isolated fragments. Climate change disrupts Siberia's natural rhythm, making food unpredictable and altering traditional migration routes. Many herds are now forced to move closer to human settlements, increasing conflict between people and bison. And yet, despite all these changes, the Siberian bison continues to walk with the same quiet pride it carried through the Ice Age. A herd of bison crossing a white horizon reminds us that some creatures survive not through speed or ferocity, but through sheer, unshakable endurance. They are the thundering heartbeat of the Siberian plains, the living echo of a prehistoric world still standing in the present. Moose, wolves, Siberian tigers, brown bears, and now the mighty bison. Together, they form the majestic tapestry of this wild land. And the fate of each species depends on what we choose to do today, as the boundary between nature and humanity grows thinner than ever. For if the bison were to disappear from the Siberian steppe, a piece of the land's very soul would vanish with them. Beneath the thick ice of Lake Baikal, a colossal natural mirror carved into the heart of Siberia, the world becomes so silent you can hear the ice cracking from deep within the water, hidden under that frozen surface, where sunlight is squeezed into faint, ghostly blue rays. A round, shadow-like creature glides softly through the cold. It is the Baikal seal, the only freshwater seal on Earth, a remarkable evolutionary miracle living inside one of the oldest, most ancient environments on the planet. In these deep waters, where temperatures rarely rise above freezing, the Baikal seal has survived for millions of years, enduring shifting climates, advancing glaciers, and countless natural changes. They do not leave the lake, do not migrate to the sea, and never expand their range. Instead, they remain bound to Baikal, as though the lake itself were their destiny, written by nature since the dawn of time. Their bodies carry the marks of perfect adaptation, smaller than northern sea seals, yet far more agile. Baikal seals are built to thrive in icy freshwater. A thick layer of blubber keeps their bodies warm in near-freezing water, while their short, smooth fur reduces friction and prevents heat loss when they surface on the ice. Their eyes, large, round, and jet black, are masterfully designed for the dim, blue-lit world of Baikal's depths, where sunlight fades into darkness more than 1,000 meters below. Baikal seals can dive to 300 meters, though the lake itself plunges to over 1,600 meters, a mysterious abyss where only the most ancient and unusual creatures dwell. The depths they frequent are a tranquil realm, where light dissolves into soft blue shadows and silence becomes absolute. Here, they hunt schools of goby fish, small, endemic species essential to Baikal's food chain. In winter, Lake Baikal freezes completely. The ice can reach 1-2 meters thick, so clear that you can peer through it into the dark sapphire below. During this time, seals must maintain breathing holes polynyas by surfacing regularly and clawing at the ice. If they fail to maintain these openings, they risk being trapped beneath the frozen ceiling, unable to breathe. This ritual, passed down through thousands of generations, is one of the defining behaviors of their survival. When breeding season arrives in late winter, females seek out the thickest, most stable ice far from shore and far from land predators. They dig small snow caves, warm and sheltered, forming natural birthing chambers. A newborn pup arrives, wrapped in soft snow-white fur, allowing it to blend perfectly into the icy landscape. In its first days, it depends entirely on its mother for warmth, for fatty milk, and for protection from predators like golden eagles and Arctic foxes. But the safety of the ice den is fleeting. Within weeks, the pup sheds its white coat and grows a gray one, a sign that it must begin adapting to the harsher world outside. Its mother teaches it to swim, dive, maintain breathing holes, and hide from predators' lessons that determine whether it will survive under Baikal's thick winter ice. On land, Baikal seals appear slow and awkward, but once they slip beneath the water, they transform into graceful dancers using all 4 flippers to steer, spiral, and shoot through the depths like silver arrows. Every movement blends with the rhythm of Baikal fluid, precise and beautifully smooth. Yet, like all creatures of Siberia, Baikal seals now face the growing shadow of climate change. Ice melts earlier, threatening their ability to build birthing dens. Thinner ice means pups are more easily discovered by predators. Pollution and industrial activity around the lake alter the water's clarity and threaten the goby fish population, the foundation of Baikal's ecosystem. Studies warn that if warming continues, the Baikal seal population could decline dramatically in the coming decades. The icy birthing chambers that once ensured survival may vanish entirely by late winter, forcing seals to give birth on fragile ice that can break a near-certain catastrophe. And yet, amidst all the danger, Baikal still produces moments of wonder. On the coldest days of winter, when the ice shines like crystal and the landscape looks like another world, a seal surfaces through a tiny hole, its huge dark eyes studying the frozen expanse with gentle curiosity. No creature feels as mysterious, serene, and ancient as the Baikal seal. They seem like the very spirit of the lake-living relics of the Ice Age, reminding us that life can flourish even in places ruled by silence and ice. The Baikal seal does not roar like the Siberian tiger, does not thunder across the steppe like the bison, does not battle fiercely like the wolf or the bear, yet it survives quietly, gracefully, steadfastly, And in that quiet endurance lies its wonder. One of the most extraordinary animals in Siberia, a symbol of life's miraculous persistence in a world of eternal ice. Across the vast snowy plains of Siberia, where the wind scrapes the earth and the winter sun glows like a distant ember, a small but proud figure moves quietly through the frozen wilderness. It is the Siberian fox, also known as the red fox, a creature small in size yet armed with some of the most sophisticated survival abilities in the Arctic world. While many large animals rely on strength or numbers, the fox depends on something else: intelligence, agility, and an almost supernatural power of adaptation. In winter, when everything around them is buried beneath deep snow, the Siberian fox blends into the scenery with its reddish coat streaked with white along the belly. But its beauty is more than surface deep. That fur is a shield, layered thickly to trap heat even when the temperature plunges to 40 degrees Celsius. Its long, fluffy tail helps keep balance while running on ice. And at night, the fox curls it over its face like a warm scarf against the wind. The Siberian fox is a master hunter of the snowy silence. It uses its large, upright ears to detect the faintest movements beneath the snow where voles, hares, and other small creatures hide from predators. In moments so quiet you can hear wind brushing through branches, the fox freezes, head tilted slightly, ears rotating with delicate precision. Then, like an arrow loosed from a bow, it leaps upward and dives headfirst into the snow. A perfect strike, crafted by thousands of years of evolution. Within seconds, it reappears with its prey, a flawless demonstration of instinct and skill. The brutal Siberian winter forces foxes to become creatures of versatility. They don't just hunt, they scavenge, forage, and exploit every resource available: frozen carcasses, leftover berries, even scraps left unintentionally by humans. This flexible diet allows them to survive in territories where larger predators struggle to adapt. When spring arrives and the snow recedes, revealing the muted browns and grays of the Siberian steppe, foxes enter their breeding season. The female finds a deep underground den to shelter her young. The kits are born tiny, eyes closed, wrapped in pale gray fur. For weeks, the mother rarely leaves the den, keeping her pups warm and safe from predators. The male brings food back, patiently tending to his family with an instinctive devotion. When the pups finally open their eyes, the world is nothing but weak light and whispering wind. They stumble outside the den, playing clumsily between patches of melting snow and damp earth. They learn to stalk, leap, listen, their bright eyes, twitching noses, and endless curiosity already reflecting the clever spirit of their kind. During Siberia's brief summer, when plants turn green and birds return to nest, foxes take advantage of the abundance, stocking up on nutrition for the next winter. But summer also brings danger. Golden eagles, lynx, and even wolves all hunt young foxes. In this harsh world, foxes rarely choose direct confrontation. They run, hide, and rely on intelligence, a low-cost, high-success strategy in the wild. Today, the Siberian fox remains one of the region's most widespread animals. Their agility and adaptability make them among the best survivors as climate change reshapes Siberia's ecosystems. As ice melts, forests burn, and food sources shift, foxes continue to find new ways to endure. They slip into villages, explore abandoned areas, and forage in places their ancestors never imagined. In a world where giants like bison, tigers, and bears struggle to adapt, the fox thrives through cunning and flexibility. It is not the strongest nor the fastest, but it is always the one that chooses the right moment, the right place, and the right way to survive. And that is the true beauty of the Siberian fox. A small creature, yet a symbol of ingenuity, intelligence, and extraordinary resilience in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. Along the sheer cliffs of the majestic Sayan and Altai Mountains, where Siberia rises into colossal walls of stone to shield itself from the northern winds, a quiet yet steadfast creature clings to life in this unforgiving world. Not as massive as the bison, not as swift as the fox, nor as powerful as the snow leopard, the Siberian goral nonetheless possesses a survival ability so extraordinary that even the mightiest animals of this land must respect it. In a world where earth and sky blurred together beneath snow and ice, the goral lives where almost no other creature dares to set foot, Vertical cliffs, slopes nearly straight down, razor-thin ledges only a few centimeters wide, where a single slip could send it plunging hundreds of meters. And yet this is precisely the place it calls home. The Siberian goral is small, standing less than 1 meter tall, but every part of its body is engineered for survival in these brutal mountains. Short but incredibly strong legs, heavily developed shoulder muscles for explosive jumps, and hooves that are both sharp and flexible, able to grip tiny cracks in the rock like fingertips. When a goral climbs, it doesn't simply walk, it floats, shifting weight from one hoof to the next with such grace it seems to dance in midair. In winter, when the mountains freeze solid and icy winds slash across the peaks, the goral continues climbing, seeking the last remaining tufts of dry grass wedged between the rocks. Its thick, two-layered ash-gray coat blends seamlessly with the cliffs while insulating its body from temperatures far below freezing. It does not hibernate, and it does not migrate. Instead, it faces the Siberian winter head-on, with a stubborn determination that borders on heroic. Thanks to its unmatched climbing skills, the goral can live at heights of up to 2,500 meters, where large predators like wolves and bears struggle to follow. But danger still lurks. The snow leopard, the ghost of the mountains, is the goral's greatest enemy. Silent, agile, and relentless, the snow leopard can pursue the goral into treacherous terrain that would terrify most creatures. These chases become some of the most breathtaking duels in nature. The goral leaps from rock to rock, sometimes across gaps longer than its own body length. One wrong step means death, but hesitation is even deadlier when the snow leopard's jaws are only meters behind. Time and again, it is the goral's speed, balance, and sheer boldness that allow it to escape death by a razor-thin margin. When spring arrives and melting ice turns into streams cascading down the mountainsides, goral mothers give birth. The young are born on small, rocky ledges suspended high above the ground. From their very first hours, the newborns must learn to stand, balance, and follow their mothers, for in this place, even a moment's delay can be fatal. Thanks to strong instincts and agile legs, they quickly join the dangerous rhythm of life on the cliffs. Summer brings a wider variety of food. Tender leaves, new shoots, and alpine herbs growing along the rocky slopes. The goral eats sparsely, but consistently, storing energy for the grueling winter ahead. This humble, resilient lifestyle is what makes it one of the most adaptable creatures in Siberia's high mountains. Yet, like many animals of this icy kingdom, the goral faces growing threats from humans. Mining operations, road construction, deforestation, and climate change are shrinking and fragmenting its habitat. Ancient cliff territories, once safe from disturbance, are now cut by new pathways or pushed upward as human presence expands. The goral is forced into higher, steeper, more dangerous terrain where survival becomes even more precarious. And still, it endures. Still, it stands proudly on the high cliffs, stepping gracefully along ledges that make even seasoned mountaineers dizzy. It embodies resilience and finesse, two qualities that have carried it through thousands of years of shifting climate, predators, and human encroachment. In the frozen kingdom of Siberia, where the mighty bison reign with brute strength, the bears with power, the tigers with majesty, and the foxes with cunning, the goral shines in its own quiet way. Not loud, not dramatic, but unbreakable. It is not a ruler, but it is a survivor. And in its silence lies its greatest strength. Such is the Siberian goral, a small creature with a heart as unyielding as the mountains it calls home. Asterisk. Asterisk. Beneath the towering canopy of the endless taiga, where the winter sun is only strong enough to cast thin rays through layers of snow, the Siberian squirrel continues its ceaseless, restless life. Asterisk. Asterisk. Small, swift, and seemingly fragile in a land forever weighed down by ice and wind, yet it is the squirrel that stands among the most resilient, intelligent, and ecologically vital creatures of this entire frozen kingdom. A truth many would never expect. To survive winters that can last half a year, with temperatures often sinking below 40 degrees Celsius, the Siberian squirrel does not rely on strength or ferocity. Instead, it depends on asterisk memory, dexterity, and speed. Asterisk abilities sharpened over countless generations. As autumn arrives and the taiga shifts from deep green to amber and brown, the squirrel begins its frantic work. It races from trunk to treetop, darting across slender pine branches and thick cedar boughs, gathering cones, hazelnuts, acorns, and even dried mushrooms. In a single day, one squirrel may stash hundreds of food items across a wide territory. And here lies its brilliance. It stores food everywhere, not just in one place. If one cache is buried by snow or discovered by another animal, dozens of others remain safe. This scatter hoarding strategy is the key to its survival in the most merciless winters. But it also makes the squirrel one of the taiga's greatest forest engineers. For many of the seeds it stores and forgets eventually sprout into young trees, helping regenerate the forest. Without squirrels, the taiga's renewal would slow dramatically. When winter storms sweep across the forest and temperatures drop so low that boiling water can freeze in minutes, the Siberian squirrel retreats to its nest, a marvel of natural architecture made from soft moss, dry leaves, tiny twigs, and lined with bird or animal fur. These nests sit high in tree hollows or tucked deep in pine branches, shielded from the wind. Inside, the squirrel curls into a tight ball, its thick tail wrapped over its face like a blanket, warm breath forming tiny clouds in the dark. It does not fully hibernate, but enters a conservation state, waking only to feed or check its food stores. On the coldest days, when the forest becomes so silent you can hear snowflakes land on branches, the squirrel may burst from its nest like a streak of shadow sprinting across treetops faster than the eye can follow. Its agility is its only defense against predators. The golden eagle with its piercing vision, the Siberian lynx with its silent steps, the sable with its equal climbing ability. In a world where any small creature can become someone's next meal, the squirrel survives with cunning and finely tuned instincts. Like all Siberian animals, squirrels have a breeding season that mirrors the taiga's renewal. As the snow begins to melt and patches of moss turn green, the female builds or refurbishes her birthing nest. The babies are born tiny, blind, hairless, and helpless. But after 2 weeks, fur emerges. After 3, their eyes open. And by 5 weeks of age, they are already hopping near the nest entrance, curiously taking in the vast world beyond. The appearance of squirrel kits is a gentle announcement of spring new life in a land defined by cold. They learn to climb, to leap from branch, to sense danger, and, most importantly, to gather and store food. The very skill that has allowed Siberian squirrels to survive through millennia. In Siberia's short summer, when sunlight lasts long and the forest comes alive, squirrels expand their foraging routes. They feast on mushrooms, leaf buds, berries, and newly ripened seeds. Their movements are so fast, twisting midair, dashing along branches, that they often blur into nothing more than a flicker of color. But summer is also the season when predators are most active. Golden eagles swoop in seconds. Lynxes stalk from the shadows. Grassland snakes lie in wait for wandering young. Even so, Siberian squirrel populations remain far more stable than many other species. Not because they are strong, but because they are adaptable, strategic, and cautious. They slip into corners of the forest larger animals cannot reach, use every scrap of available food, and turn one of the harshest habitats on Earth into a place where they can thrive. Today, the Siberian squirrel remains an iconic creature of the taiga, but climate change and deforestation are shrinking its world. Ancient forests, rich with hollows, and bursting with mushrooms and wild berries, are disappearing. Reduced biodiversity threatens their food sources. And yet, thanks to their natural resilience, squirrels still leap across snow-covered branches, still stash seeds that will grow into future forests. In the long story of Siberia's wilderness, where bison, tigers, bears, wolves, lynx, moose, and Baikal seals display raw power, the squirrel represents another kind of strength. The strength of persistence, intelligence, and quiet contribution. A tiny creature, but a crucial heartbeat in the endless forests of the taiga. Under the deep purple shadows of the Siberian taiga at dusk, narrow streams begin to freeze along their edges. sending glass-like cracks toward the center of the water, like fractures spreading across a giant mirror. And right at this border between liquid and ice, a place where few creatures can withstand the biting cold, the Siberian beaver continues its tireless work, building, reshaping, and quietly rejuvenating an entire ecosystem. Few people realize that in the vast wilderness of Siberia, where giants like the Siberian tiger, moose, bison, and brown bear rule the forests and plains, it is the beaver, far smaller and quieter, that acts as one of nature's greatest architects. Without noise, without spectacle, every dam they build alters water flow, creates new wetlands, nourishes hundreds of species, and sustains life in some of the harshest forests on Earth. The Siberian beaver has powerful front teeth that never stop growing strong enough to cut through tree trunks nearly the thickness of a human arm. This ability allows them not only to gather material, but to reshape entire riverbanks, turning dry, barren zones into fertile wetlands, a feat humans often need years to accomplish. Once a tree falls, the beaver cuts it into manageable pieces and ferries them through the water, either gripping them with its teeth or pushing them with its paws. Each piece is brought to the construction site, where the whole beaver family works together, layering mud, branches, stones, and leaves into a sturdy wall. A beaver dam can reach 2 meters tall and 100 meters long, astonishing for an animal less than a meter in length. Beavers work both day and night. Sub-zero temperatures do not stop them. Their thick waterproof fur and insulating fat allow them to dive repeatedly into icy water without weakening. This relentless effort results in structures strong enough to withstand winter after winter of Siberia's extreme weather. Yet the dam is only half the story. Behind it lies the beaver lodge, their fortress. From the outside, it looks like a massive pile of branches, but inside, entered only through underwater tunnels, it is dry, warm, and secure. Here, the beavers raise their young, store food, and rest after long nights of labor. Winter arrives early and brutally in Siberia. Ice can seal lakes and rivers under more than a meter of solid frost, entirely blocking access to the surface. But the beavers are prepared. In autumn, as the leaves turn golden, they gather fresh branches, sink them beneath the water near the lodge, and anchor them with mud and stones. These submerged branches become their winter food cache. When everything above is frozen and inaccessible, the beavers slip beneath the ice and pull out branches as needed, surviving months without ever leaving their lodge. One of the beaver's most remarkable traits is its family structure. A beaver family typically includes 2 parents and 2 generations of offspring, yearlings nearly grown and newborn kits. The older siblings help build dams, maintain the lodge, and care for the younger kits, a rare level of cooperation in rodents. This teamwork is essential for surviving Siberia's unforgiving winters. When spring comes and melting ice floods the rivers, many dams become damaged, and this is when the beaver family gets to work again. They rebuild constantly. Every year, every season, every change in the water's flow demands repairs or improvements. Over decades, these efforts create thriving wetlands that attract fish, water birds, amphibians, insects, and countless plant species. But human activity threatens this delicate system. Streams are diverted, riparian forests are cut down, and pollution reduces the beaver's food supply. In some regions, these changes have destabilized beaver populations. Yet in protected areas, beavers are returning in impressive numbers, proving that when nature is given space, it heals itself. In the grand tapestry of the taiga, where every species plays a role in the fragile balance between life and death, the beaver represents creativity, resilience, and nature's power to rebuild. Without claws or fangs, armed only with their teeth and unyielding determination, beavers reshape waterways and create homes for hundreds of other species. Watching a stream wind its way through a beaver dam, we're reminded that some of the smallest creatures are the ones sustaining entire landscapes. Just like Siberia itself, harsh yet enduring, cold yet quietly generous, the beaver is a testament to the quiet strength that keeps the wild alive. Across the endless skies of Siberia, where ice-crowned mountains slice the horizon and white plains stretch into infinity, the golden eagle soars like an ancient spirit of wind and frost. In a world where winter can swallow half the year and 40 degrees Celsius cold can freeze motion itself, the golden eagle is the one creature that never yields. It does not merely survive, it rains. Its wings, when fully spread, look like twin blades forged from winter sunlight. Every feather serves a purpose. Small head feathers reduce drag. Long primary feathers provide lift. Tail feathers steer with surgical precision, and a dense layer of down seals in warmth, allowing the eagle to ride the frozen air for hours without the cold piercing its body. Its eyes, sharp and deep as frozen amber, scan the silent, white world below, detecting the slightest movement. In Siberia, the golden eagle has few rivals. In the sky, it is the undisputed monarch. Yet its dominance comes not from brute force alone, but from strategy refined through thousands of generations. When hunting, the eagle does not rush. It circles, observes, calculates the direction of the wind, the contours of the land, the depth and texture of the snow. Because thick snow can cushion a strike, while thin snow can cause prey to slip. Only when every variable aligns does the eagle begin its attack. In that moment, nature seems to hold its breath. Wind screams past its wings as the bird becomes an arrow plunging through the frozen sky. No other raptor in Siberia can match its speed. Just before hitting the ground, it flares its wings, uses air resistance to brake, then unleashes a lethal strike of its talons. A hare, a young fox, a marmot, even a small mountain goat all can become prey. The golden eagle can take down animals twice its own weight, a feat matched by few birds of prey anywhere on Earth. In the treacherous Altai Mountains, locals have witnessed rare scenes: a golden eagle ambushing a wolf pup. From a height, with surprise and power, it can topple the young wolf onto the icy slope, injuring or immobilizing it within seconds. Because of this might, the golden eagle has become a sacred symbol for nomadic cultures of Siberia and Central Asia, a skyborne messenger, a spirit of power and freedom. Yet the eagle's strength is not its only miracle. It has an almost supernatural ability to withstand cold. Blizzards that drive bears into dens and force snow leopards to seek shelter cannot move the eagle. It stands firm on a cliff, wings folded, letting snow pile over its back like a white cloak. Its unique plumage blocks the cold completely, keeping its body warm and ready. Golden eagles are not just hunters, they are lifelong companions of the sky. They mate for many years, often for life. Together, they build enormous nests out of branches, structures as large as a dining table, perched on cliff faces or ancient treetops. These nests are used for years, even decades, reinforced each season until some grow to more than 300 kilograms in weight, astonishing for a bird species. Each year, a golden eagle lays only 1 or 2 eggs, a powerful lesson in the strategy of quality over quantity. The chicks require long, careful rearing, learning to fly, to hunt, and to endure Siberia's brutal conditions. Not all survive. Only the strongest, quickest, and most intelligent young eagles make it to adulthood, continuing a lineage built on resilience. Even the king of the Siberian sky faces modern threats. Climate change is drying grasslands, altering prey cycles, and shrinking taiga forests that once offered safe nesting sites. Power lines, mining sites, and deep industrial encroachment disturb hunting routes and increase danger. Yet still the golden eagle flies, as it has for millions of years. Its wings cut not just through wind, but through time, a reminder that some creatures are born to belong to the sky, beyond the reach of any boundary. And when its shadow glides over Siberia's flawless snow, we realize this is more than just a bird. It is the spirit of the frozen land, a symbol of freedom, power, and the wild, ancient nature fighting to survive in a world that changes every day. Across this vast land, larger than all of Europe, every creature, from reindeer to wolf, from bear to tiger, follows a unique strategy for survival shaped by millions of years of evolution. Some choose speed, some choose intelligence, some choose power.
Gadi. Here, the tall grasses sway in the wind, and the acacia trees, Acacia tortilis, stand resilient beneath the endless blue sky, enduring both drought and raging wildfires. This is no paradise. This is a land where nature tests every creature, where only the strongest and most resilient survive. And in this unforgiving landscape, one colossal beast walks with an aura of reverence: the African rhinoceros, Ceratodarium samum. one of the most iconic animals of the South African grasslands. Nature has sculpted the African rhino into a living fortress, a creature that seems carved from stone. It is the largest of the 5 remaining rhinoceros species, with a body weighing up to 5,500 pounds, 2,500 kilograms, and stretching over 13 feet, 4 meters long. Second only to the 3 existing elephant species, it is one of the largest land mammals on Earth, but its true power lies not just in its immense size. It lies in its endurance, adaptability, and a legacy of survival spanning millions of years. The most defining feature of the African rhino is its broad, square-shaped mouth, a divine adaptation designed for grazing on short grasses. Each day, a fully grown rhino can consume up to 265 pounds, 120 kilograms, of grass, playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the savanna. As they move across the land, they regulate vegetation growth, clearing space for smaller species and ensuring the ecosystem functions in perfect harmony. They do not merely live in the savanna, they shape it. But if there is one symbol that captures both the greatness and the tragedy of the African rhinoceros, it is the mighty horns that adorn its head. These 2 massive horns, made of keratin, the same material as human hair and fingernails, are powerful tools for defense, used to fight off even the most dangerous predators, from lions to crocodiles. The front horn can grow up to 65 inches, 1.65 meters, long 0.65 meters, long 0.65 meters, long cut, weighing an average of 8.8 pounds, 4 kilograms. Yet, it is this very horn that has made the rhino one of the most relentlessly hunted animals on Earth. The survival story of the African rhino is one of both triumph and heartbreak. By the late 19th century, they were on the brink of extinction, with only about 20 individuals remaining in the wild. But through tireless conservation efforts, their numbers began to rise in one of the most remarkable wildlife recovery stories of our time. As of 2023, an estimated 18,000 African rhinos remain, primarily in Kruger and Kalahari National Parks. These lands provide the ideal environment, wet summers that allow the grasslands to flourish, and dry winters that sustain an abundant food supply. But even after surviving millions of years of evolution, they now face their greatest threat: humankind. According to Save the Rhino, more than 450 African rhinos were killed in South Africa in 2022 alone, their horns taken for illegal trade, primarily driven by markets in Asia. They are not slaughtered for food. They are not hunted for self-defense. They are killed for a false belief, the myth that their horns bring power, luck, or even serve as medicine. But this is too high a price to pay for superstition. Nature did not create these gentle giants to be trophies. They were meant to roam freely across the vast plains, not to be casualties of human greed. Every rhino killed is not just an individual loss. It is the destruction of a legacy that has endured for millions of years. Yet, there is hope. As long as conservationists continue the fight, as long as people recognize the true value of nature, as long as we protect these lands, the African rhino still has a future. Not confined within fences or small reserves, but out in the open, where they can roam as they were meant to, under the vast African sky, living as nature intended. As the sun sets over the South African plains, casting golden light over the towering forms of the rhinos, they march on, unaware of the battle being waged for their survival. They do not know of the threats looming over them, but they know one thing for certain: as long as the grasslands remain, as long as the open skies stretch above them, the African rhino will continue to walk this earth. A living legacy of the wild, a miracle of evolution, a reminder that humanity can be destroyers, but we can also be protectors. And the story of the African rhinoceros is not yet finished. We are the ones who will decide the next chapter. God created the African savanna as a living masterpiece, a vast expanse of golden grasslands stretching beneath an endless blue sky, where all creatures move in perfect harmony with nature's rhythm. This is the land of great migrations, where lions roar to assert their dominion, or herds of wildebeest thunder across the horizon, where African rhinos march like ancient titans. Each gust of wind carries the breath of the Creator, and each footstep upon the earth is a testament to the enduring life He has bestowed upon this land. God placed predators and prey, rainy seasons and merciless droughts, but He also gave every creature a sacred purpose. Lions maintain balance. Wildebeests spread life. African rhinos clear the way for new grass to flourish. Every species plays its part in this perfect design. The savanna is not just a landscape. It is an eternal symphony of life, where every being has a place, and every movement holds divine meaning. Yet, amidst this breathtaking masterpiece, a shadow looms, threatening to obscure God's light, the plague of poaching. Lions and hyenas are not the greatest threats to the majestic creatures of the savanna. Humans are. Driven by greed, by false beliefs, by the pursuit of meaningless wealth, poachers have heartlessly stolen the lives of countless beings. African rhinos are slaughtered for their horns, elephants are massacred for their ivory, and leopards and lions are hunted for their skins. The crack of gunfire shatters the silence of the plains, not in service of the natural order, but to satisfy human desire. God gifted mankind with wisdom, but not to destroy His creation, not to erase the wonders He so carefully designed. We cannot stand idly by while the savanna is reduced to a barren wasteland, where only the bones of fallen giants remain beneath the scorching sun, where the echoes of life that once flourished are buried beneath the dry, lifeless earth. Protecting the savanna is not just about saving wildlife. It is about fulfilling the mission God entrusted to us. We were made stewards, guardians, not destroyers. If we do nothing, a day will come when the great herds of wildebeest no longer roam the grasslands, when the African rhino no longer stands proud upon the plains, when the lion's roar is nothing more than a memory lost to time. But if we rise, if we protect what remains, if we embrace the responsibility that God has given us, then the savanna will endure. The symphony of life will play on, and this sacred land will remain a testament to His creation forever.